Yeah, I was thinking about putting Conjux, but I actually thought Umti played pretty well this split. I don't know. I feel like he was getting a lot of hate, but I genuinely thought he was playing well this split. I don't know. Didn't seem to me like he was. I mean, he wasn't playing like amazing, but like didn't seem to me like he was playing bad.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Cloud9 Kia Forecast, episode 18. Today we are joined by Blaber, Inero, and Reapered, coming off their 3-0 win against TL. We have a couple announcements today. As a reminder, the Brazilian Portuguese subtitles are available for each episode. Our Cloud9 Behind the Scenes series is back as on Cloud9 Kia. Latest episodes cover everything in Split 2, so check it out if you want to follow the team's journey so far. We also have our C9 Kia Road Trip series sponsored by Kia that premiered throughout this past week.
Yeah, I mean, the road trip was actually quite fun. We stayed at some, we stayed at some rented house on the mountaintop. It had a really nice view and a really nice pool.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really fun, and obviously it was a very comfortable road trip because we were in the Kia EV9. And it was
Naturally
powering our whole podcast, by the way. Like we had a podcast there at the house, and it was able to power like all the lights at night. So yeah, it was just a really good team bonding experience. Thank you, Kia.
Awesome. You guys just had a pretty awesome game against TL. But before that, I didn't get to talk to you guys last week, but you had your match against Fly, which was a pretty, banger match going into it. Like you guys were both number one from your group, and it didn't quite go your way. So, just how was that?
Not great.
Well,
It sucked. Yeah, we got 0-2.
Yeah. I mean,
pretty swift fashion. Yeah.
I'm sure all the C9 fans are wondering, how did we get stomped? I think everyone was expecting maybe like a closer series or a win, but it was a bit rough. So yeah, talk to me about it.
Well, I'm at least down to say game 2. I can be executed for that draft. No worries. I think we literally said on stage, yeah, Silas is good for them here. Yeah, he plays it. If it happens, all right, cool. Maybe a little late because like, hey guys, we're gonna do Ari here, right? Silas seems decent. Yeah. Shit. So we can kill me for that one. Totally down for that. Already told the team as well. I can be shot in the head. Blaber, you had fun in that game too, though, on the Drake. That was a nice little donation.
Game 2. Oh, I mean, game 1. Okay, game 1 we should have won, in my opinion. We had a really good position at the second Drake. We botched the fight, and then even after that, we could have just left. Then me and Thanos ran back to the Drake and suicided. So now we just gave them 4 kills plus the Drake, and then they kind of snowballed well from there, I would say. And then game 2, I just kind of ran down. I don't know. I don't really know what else to say about it besides like I just made like 3 really bad mistakes in a row. Starting the Drake when my millionaire used flash and ult. Then I flashed on the Nico right before the second Drake. Got literally nothing from it. Yeah. Then I suicided at the Herald. So 3 plays in a row, I kind of just was donating my life to the enemy team.
I mean, you saw the draft and you said, I have to punish this guy. I have to punish Nick.
I mean, I had to punish Nick for give the size.
I got to run it down and then say this draft is horrible. I had to do this because of the draft. So I understand. That's why I was like, game 2 was all me. No worries. But yeah, wasn't a great series.
Yeah.
So I think I had a pretty poor performance versus Fly. I think I won't have that same type of performance in 2 weeks. Okay. So I do think our series will not look like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, it happens. Any thoughts, Reapered, over there?
Well, I mean, in the game 1, in 5 different universe, I saw we are smacking them at the second Drake. But like somehow, we just ran it and use every single juice on the support Rumble. By Rumble was in on us, we are triggered, So we use every single spell on the Rumble, and then we got swept there. And then obviously, he just said we donating 2 kills more afterwards, and then no longer like Jin had 4 kills, something like that. He had a 3K base with the 1 fight. So
True.
We can't win at that point. But yeah, I mean, it was rough. Now obviously at the game, drawing back, we could play some areas better, but it could be nervous or it could be first playoffs game. So I would say we played pretty poorly, but it's fine. It's not the worst start because our start that was actually stream the scrim anyway. The seeding doesn't really matter, you know. We play against SR or TL,
Yeah.
you know. So
Yeah.
Okay. So stream scrim. Speaking of scrims, how's that been going into best of 5 for playoffs? Are you guys doing like one big continuous fearless for the whole day to practice?
Yeah.
You know, some weird drafts for game 4 and game 5, like talking about how the practice has been.
Yeah. I mean, we basically do a 5-game block. So I mean, it's kind of weird because like some teams, their game 4 and 5 is going to be like we can't prep for what TL is going to do game 4 and 5, where the mid laner's playing like Ziggs, Nico, like Asol, like all this shit. Like we can't really prep versus that to like actually play versus it. Just more of like what we're going to play. So it's kind of weird. You kind of just see what every team does. So you get like good info for later series, but yeah, you're just playing like 5-game series. I think most teams are probably prepped the most for like the first 2 games.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
after that,
it
it's like
makes sense.
how good can you react to like what the other team's going to do?
Yeah. Do you feel like people are hiding their picks or picking weird stuff if, you know, you're trying to like get info out of each other? Like, is there any
I don't
like,
know. I don't think so.
tomfoolery going
I
I
on?
don't think we ever think of that of like, hey,
Yeah.
don't show this champ to them because we'll play them in like 2 weeks or something.
Like maybe if like we were playing against like I don't know Fly or something, and we know we're gonna play them soon, we would consider it. But it's like
yeah,
generally if you're not gonna play them, you don't really think about that. And it's also just like it's very rare that you will be able to practice that specific champion that you want to hide, because
Yeah.
like if you're trying to hide it, that means like you're probably not practicing it very often. It's not like something that
yeah,
comes
you're
around
not
a lot.
known
And
for it.
like basically a lot of teams like you kind of know what you want to do the first 2 games because the OP champs are still up.
Yeah.
But after the first 2 games, it's really just like you figure out what your team is good at and you just play that. It doesn't really matter. Like I mean, you want to make a good team comp, right? You don't want to like pick 5 range champs or something like that. But you really just figure out what your team's good at, and then you just make a comp around who is confident in their champ. So they're like, okay, like today, Loki was like, I really want to play Tristana as an example, right? Then everyone just drafts around. Our mid laner want to play Tristana. I'll play Maokai. We'll have something around that. But it's just like, and then versus TL, you just target ban their champs. Versus FlyQuest, you just target ban their champs. Like there's nothing really to ban in the later games except for the OPs that were not picked in the first couple games, because you really don't know what they're gonna play.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of teams have been just doing the Gwyn Yone ban against you guys every game.
Yeah.
Is that just they have to?
I mean, yeah, I think that's like a TL like problem type thing, or like teams that just can't play it and play versus it. Like everyone knows TL isn't playing Yon. Like I don't think has APA played a game of it like ever
He doesn't play Young.
his career. Yeah, and Impact's not really playing Gwen. We were the Gwen team for like the whole start of the split, so
Yeah.
they're just like forced to ban it because we can like pick it, and if it's a free win, then sucks for them.
Yeah.
It's nice to go into draft prep though and just.
You just know
Well,
what
they've
they're
been
gonna
Gwyn
do.
Yon last time. Probably banning Gwyn Yon again. Seeing that type of thing. That's nice. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just had your TL series today, rematch. How was playing against UG? Did the series go as expected? It was a 3-0. Fairly one-sided. Got a little close in the 3rd game, but you guys brought it back. So how'd that one feel?
what do you think, Blaber? You played versus UG.
I mean, I thought UG was like a bit nervous today. I mean, it was kind of like UG's play style is he's very much more controlled, kind of more like towards the inspired play style, I would say. He likes to farm, fight on his strong timings. But he makes more mistakes, I would say. But he just seemed kind of nervous today, I would say. Or I don't know about nervous, but like off his game, I guess. It might not have been nerves.
Yeah. What was it seemed like you had a really good level 1 against him today with the Vi versus Neferi matchup where you invaded his top side, then you had your bot lane defend against his counter invade. Was that something you'd planned going into it, or did it just kind of happen?
Generally, when I play Vi, the enemy team always tries to fuck me level 1. It's just like their thing. So I kind of knew he was going to invade. That's why I had the ward early at the line brush. I saw him. My bot lane fought him, right? And then I flashed the wall to avoid his ward.
Okay.
So like I kind of already had a plan on what I was going to do, but I mean, he was just a bit. I didn't actually get ahead because he got both my bot camps anyways. But he just got lucky, like winning the smite fight on the chickens. Like,
was your smite up then?
My smite was up.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought, looking at the spectator UI, it looked like his came up a little faster.
It was like basically it came up right as it was like 650 the HP of the chicken.
Okay.
So I was like stalling the chicken until I had smite. I mean, it's not really luck that he won. He outsmarted me. But if I win that smite fight, I'm really far ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you expect him to be there?
Yeah,
I thought
I saw him coming.
his path was kind of weird that game. It was like you did his red raptors, then he did I think his wolves, but he didn't know you took his topside camp, so he like walked into his topside, saw it was gone, and then went to your.
I mean, I knew he was going to come because he had bot prow, and also his millionaire was playing Talia.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't come there, then I mean he's trolling in my opinion. So like he has to come there, and the reason he went top, I think, after his wolves is because I know he's starting bot side, so he probably is afraid if he does all 3 bot camps, I'm gonna clear my camps and invade him on top side because he's clearing so slow. But I mean, I wasn't actually that far ahead in game 1. But being even in the Vine and Fury matchup is you're happy as Vi.
Okay. Yeah. Did anything surprise you about how TL played today, or was it kind of all by the book expected?
I think they had some weird objective contests, especially in game 2. They were playing Smolder, and he's just really happy farming. I think he already had like a 10 CS per minute. Like,
yeah, his stacks were good.
Yeah, his stacks were good. And then they like came to second Drake and fought us when they already had a Drake, and their millionaire was bottom. Like they weren't even there. So like I felt like they should have been happy like scaling with Smolder in that game, but they just took some really weird fights, in my opinion, in that game.
Okay. Yeah. Then game 3, they pulled Umpty back in, and you guys, did you take Maokai early because Umpty was in?
No. I knew that. I mean, we all knew that they were going to first pick Nico, and they're not going to play Nico and Maokai together.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So we didn't do that, but Maokai in general is pretty good against Nico because Nico's a diving champ. Maokai's really good at disengaging and holding a zone and marking Nico's flanks. So in general, Maokai's pretty good against Nico. And also my millionaire wants to play Tristana. So, you know, Maokai's also good with Tristana. So
works out pretty well. It's like a good flex.
Yeah. I was a little surprised by them putting LYON on like the supportive champions the whole series, right? It was like Jin, Smolder, and then I guess Zeri's not really supportive, but just I don't know, maybe not that strong. Was that kind of expected?
Yeah, I mean, we played a Varus at the game 1, right? And then we banned out 280 carry at the 4-5 ban. And Jin is very common matchup into the Varus in everywhere. And then Jin, it might look like support champion, but we don't have tanks, then he can actually carry the game, right?
Also,
Like,
Jin scales
damage
really
is
well.
not that low.
Yeah. Jin scales really well.
Yeah. So I'll say, and also Smolder is, I'll say, considering one of the OP champion situationally in this patch.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, he's pretty strong.
If nothing bad happen on specifically Smolder, like let's say Smolder team is winning, Smolder can just straight up win the game. And even though Smolder team is losing, if he farms well and gives something to get something, like trading basically, and then at some point, like Smolder is out DPSing everyone, right? So I'll say it's not that like supportive picks, I'll say. It's like just he picks meta champions and then but the thing is we picked our bottom early considering to more strong the champions. So he had to answer. And then basically he kind of sacrificed in his draft,
I guess that was the part, maybe not supportive as much as like, you know, less agency. Like, you know, he didn't go for like a Lucian lane or I don't know, like Kaisa seems kind of 1v9 usually when I see her or something like that. So yeah, I mean, worked out. Game 3, were you guys scared at all game 3? Because it seemed like, for me, it seemed like you guys were playing like, you know, Tristana, Senna, crazy scaling comp, and then you were taking a lot of these like early mid-game fights, and it was kind of rough against the Nocturne Nico. Were you guys like going into those? I guess just, you know, what was your approach to that whole situation? I
mean, so our chance versus theirs, they need to get Soul. If they don't get Soul versus us, they will just get outscaled. That's just how, you know, Nico Nocturne versus Tristana is just going to work in the game. When my Tristana gets 3 items, 4 items, he's just going to 1v9. And I messed up on the second Drake. Like, we're probably not going to fight first Drake and first Grubs because we can't really fight against Nico Nocturne with Tristana and Maokai. And usually, like, what happens when you play champs like Maokai or champs that spike really hard on one item is that by the second Drake, if your jungler full clears, just consistently full clears, he will get his item. I actually had my item, but I reset my chickens, so then I didn't go to my Krugs, and then I couldn't base for my item, so I didn't have the Andrews for the fight, but normally I would have my item, and I'd be much stronger than their jungler. Like when he was at the Drake, he only had Phage, like Tunneler or whatever, and a whatever dagger, because he's doing the objectives and I'm full clearing. I mean, he might have his item too, but usually like if he wants to be there first, he can't base. Otherwise, I'm there first. And Nico wasted ult, so as long as I don't get caught there after Tristana pushes mid and my bot lane pushes their bot wave, we can collapse on them. Yeah. But we kind of fucked up. But you kind of need to fight because you can't just give every objective. If we give 2 Drakes, we give Rift, we give the Grubs, we're not really playing the game. We're not going to get to the point where, like, if they have such a big gold lead, we can't really play the game, if that makes sense. Yeah. And if they are on 3 Drakes easily, they can make it so on the 4th Drake, you have to decide if you want to give Baron or give Drake, or, like, you know, they can make it hard for you. So generally when you're playing scaling comps, they're not, like, really scaling in the sense that, like they're scaling, but, like, you can't just not fight anything. If your comp can't fight anything, then it's usually a bad comp.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So you just have to fight on your timings.
Yeah, because it seemed like the fights were kind of not going your way for, like, the first couple, and then I think you guys found a pick on core, I want to say, around mid. And then
I don't remember, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Oh, LYON in the line bush?
Yeah, you caught core, and then Impact got killed.
Yeah, I remember that.
I feel like you guys kind of, like,
that's before 4th Drake. That's before the 4th Drake, yeah.
Yeah. Were you surprised that LYON didn't make it into playoffs?
I was surprised, honestly. I didn't think Dig was going to win. I don't know what you guys thought, but I think we were all kind of joking a little bit that, like, I think Dig was our last scrim day that week.
Yeah,
they played. It was just like that was their last game.
Yeah, actually, we were talking about that. I mean, we basically like all were just like thinking that LYON would win, but we didn't think it would be a stomp. I think, or at least I didn't think it would be a stomp, just because like LYON's like not that good of a team. They're not terrible, right? But like they're not that good that like they'll just beat Dig convincingly, and they can win. Like I feel like among all those teams, like they can beat each other, except for DSG, who can't beat anyone. I think.
Yeah.
But
they dropped Abbedagge.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Who do you think they're gonna get?
I have no idea. Okay. I don't have any insider information.
I don't either. That's just speculating.
Yeah. I think Nick has some insider information though.
I do have insider information. But
go ahead and leak it.
I'm not gonna leak it.
Okay.
Yeah, Meteos, I have an important question.
What's up?
Do you know the percentage of the watchers of this video that are subscribed to the C9 channel?
I have no idea. I would hope most of them.
Well, give me like a rough guess. Where do you think it's at?
Maybe half?
Wrong. It's actually less than half. 40% are the ones that subscribe to it. Isn't that crazy?
That
we gotta pump those numbers up.
It takes 1 click.
Yeah, 1 click. And
that
it's
is
right
so
below.
sad.
I know, it's crazy.
I mean, we appreciate you guys all tuning in, but if you guys could just take that mouse and scroll down to the subscribe button, it would mean so much to us.
Just remember,
I would say, actually, sorry, Sven, and sorry, Meteos, but that's wrong. We don't appreciate if you only watch and don't subscribe. If you would please do both.
I'm glad someone said it.
Please.
I'm really glad someone said it.
every 60 seconds, 1 minute passes in the C9 office. Yeah. Please subscribe.
Please.
We need it so badly.
Thank you.
Anyway, there's some other news in the league scene. There was another leak for the WASD movement.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that, Blaber? Does that sound interesting? Do you think people would use that, or does it seem like just worse?
I mean, I have no idea. I mean, I played with WSD when I was playing WoW, I think. Wait, no, you clicking WoW, right?
No, you WSD.
WoW. Yeah. I haven't played WoW in so long, so I forgot. But
that's good. Glad to hear that, honestly. Yeah.
I played with it before. I mean, I don't know if it will be better or worse. Like, genuinely, I have no idea. I can't tell if using WSD to dodge skill shots is better than clicking with your mouse. I feel like it should be pretty similar. But having another way of playing the game maybe will attract more players to play, which is probably Riot's goal with this change. So I have no idea. I highly doubt I'm going to switch to it just because unless it's significantly better, then I'll switch to it. But it's just like I played with the mouse for so long. The chance of me like being just as good would take longer time.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be pretty OP.
Yeah.
Personally.
In a way, it could be pretty OP. I personally gonna try out if that exists.
Yeah, of course, you gotta try it.
Yeah, but still think the biggest difference is like Overwatch or Valorant or WoW, right? The WSD, the games are you are seeing in front of you, and then you can W forward, S back, right? But League of Legends is not personal view like game.
Mm-hmm.
Like third-person view, right? So you cannot just like basically W is not moving forward; it's going up, right? So which is makes kind of weird. Like let's say you're playing mid lane, and then if you're able to play mid lane with the WSD, you have to use consistently double keys, right?
Yeah.
So which is made somewhat weird in a sense. If you get used to it, I think it could be pretty OP. I think the movement between like ST keys are pretty OP in a like skill shot, like faking movement kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you have to be very used to it, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever play that game Battle Right?
I was gonna say that, yeah,
Yeah. There was a game like that. It was
Oh,
kind
I
of,
heard about that, yeah.
I think I've played it too. Yeah.
because it would be the same kind of like movement.
Yeah.
in that,
Yeah.
basically.
Everything in that game was
Did you use WSD and Battle, right?
Yeah,
yeah, it was WASD, but everything in that game was a skill shot. Like there was no targeted abilities. So
Okay, not like
you,
League.
yeah, you'd like aim with the mouse.
like the OP thing is just like auto attacks. Like you can literally just move constantly, but just perma right click people.
Yeah. So
whenever. It feels like it would just. Be
I wonder how
easy.
it's gonna work with like. So obviously, it seems way better on range champs. Like Syndra is the one that it would be like most OP, obviously, right? Because she can move while casting. The things I thought would be weird was like, okay, say you're just holding down like D or whatever, like to go right, and then you right click them. How is that gonna work? Like, are you gonna
You're
have
gonna
to
stop moving. Like,
even if you're holding it down?
yeah, I mean, you can't unless you're playing Kalista. When you go to auto them, you will stop moving.
Yeah, but it's like, right now, say you right click somebody, but then you immediately click on the ground to move right. Like if you issue a movement command immediately when you right click, you'll cancel your auto.
Oh, you're just wondering,
Yeah.
will they cancel the auto?
It,
Yeah,
it
like-
probably
oh,
cancels the
will it-
movement command, and then you have to click it again to like override the auto. So like if you're doing it and then you
would be
right click,
weird. That would
you would probably just stop moving immediately auto.
Yeah.
But if you want to cancel your auto, you have to hit it again and like move.
Yeah, I don't know. It
definitely gonna
definitely
be
seems like it
weird.
could be awkward in some
I mean,
ways.
Yeah.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it's just what you're gonna be used to. But I'm gonna test it out when it comes out. Just for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's good, I might.
Yeah, I'll run
Right,
some
no.
games down.
Yeah, like
See
I'll
how
run some
it
games.
works.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
Um,
the other thing that'd be weird is like pressing your buttons, right? Like you were saying, if you want to go like up and to the left, you're pressing W and A, and then you're also trying to use your Q. It's like,
You have
Yeah,
to
there's
change
a
the
lot
key
of like,
binding. Yeah, yeah.
buttons to press.
yeah, dude. I played on a team with Alarim, and I've only heard of two players that do it. I think it was like Stixay and Alarim,
Yeah.
and they bound WSD to like their map.
It's so
movement.
weird,
Their
bro. I
camera
don't know
control.
how Sticks played like that.
Yeah, I don't
It was
know.
crazy. It was so odd. Like
good,
he's
bro.
just pressing that.
You
Hey,
wouldn't do
didn't Jensen use his like things to move his minimap? His like arrow keys? Or am I trolling?
Oh, he was arrow key.
He was, right? Yeah, he was using an arrow key.
Yeah. I mean,
Dude, that's
arrow,
just crazy.
no, no,
Like, do you just like take your hand off and like move your
Which
map?
hand is moving?
Well, Jensen didn't really look his minimap.
yeah.
Well,
like,
of
but-
course.
You
yeah.
just don't. But I would say the arrow key is somewhat common than you guys think. Like as an old player, like Warcraft
Which
3
hand
or
is going on the
StarCraft,
arrow keys?
like Warcraft 3 or StarCraft, like those. I mean, those games
Are
are
you letting
using
go
the
your mouse? Are you not pressing any
Yeah.
buttons?
How did you and Jensen like work? Because like Blaber sits like 1 inch away from his computer screen, so you can't really see. The minimap is like right here while he's playing, and then
Wait,
Jensen
I'm
just
always
isn't
watching the
moving
minimap.
his map.
I'm always watching the minimap.
Yeah, I don't know how you do
If
it.
you
just
put
like
if you put an
this
eye
to look at
tracker
your map.
on me, you will see how much I'm looking at the minimap. I play jungle, so there's nothing for me to look at. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always looking at the minimap.
What about your
If you see how Blaber plays, like monitor is here, right? Like
Yeah, my mic is literally the monitor. And he's like this. And he's like, okay, yeah, they're here. Okay, he's just doing
What's
this
your
the
map
whole
scale?
game.
100?
100, obviously.
Okay.
And my HUD is also 100.
I don't,
Your
like,
HUD
I
is
don't know how you
100?
play like that.
Why?
dude. My HUD
know,
is
you're
0. Like I have that as small as
I'm like used to
possible,
it.
just like in the corner.
I'm used to it. Actually, my map size might be
crazy.
50. My map size might be 50, but
Really,
my
your
HUD,
HUD is
my
bigger
HUD
than
is
your map?
100% 100. Yeah,
You don't just like click on your HUD on accident?
I never click on my HUD on accident.
Okay.
I mean, he is zoomed all the way in, so like he knows if he's gonna hit it back. Like he's aware.
and also what he sees actually just like if this being monitor, he see like this screen anyway. So
Okay.
I mean, when you're,
whatever
when you're
works.
engaging, you
Whatever
gotta look at
works.
what's in front of you. Like,
Whatever works. Other news, we had the second Hall of Legends player announced recently,
yeah.
which was Uzi. Not a huge surprise. I think that was kind of what most people would have assumed. Any thoughts on that?
I mean, Reaper, you played against him, right? In
a lot, yeah.
Yeah, in LPL. Well, not like physically played against it, but you coached against it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Uji is definitely one of the DJ person, right? And like there's a probably I don't do any socials or like community check, so I'm not sure, but probably there is some arguing between some players. I can easily see if it's a China like LPL players, then like Xiaohu might deserves and Uzi deserves and some of the other like Clear Love, he was Legends too. Like there's some players' names are probably coming up, but I'll say Uzi is one of the deserved one. And then, yeah.
I mean, they can use Kaisa then, if it's Uzi.
And
They can use Kaisa for the skin if it's Uzi, which is what they did.
Okay.
And
Yeah, that's
Kaisa
true.
sells. You
Yeah,
know?
that's true.
So,
That's true. That's
like
you're
Faker was
smart,
already,
yeah.
you know, we have to pick the champs that sell. So
Yeah.
what is Clear Love gonna be?
Nunu.
Yeah, no one's buying that,
Rek'Sai.
unfortunately. So
Rek'Sai.
sorry,
Nobody's
Clear Love.
feeling
We're gonna put you to the side. Kaisa though,
Isn't Rek'Sai like the least popular champion in the game right now or something?
yeah, probably.
I never
don't know
seen the
anybody
champion
playing that.
solo.
Yeah.
Kaisa.
But if you think about it,
Rek'Sai.
Yeah, Rek'Sai is super popular. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
which is weird. I think she's so fun.
I mean, if
Yeah.
you think about it, like if you put Xiaohu, right, then you can make LB, LB and Oriana.
But I feel like you couldn't pick someone from LPL that hasn't won Worlds over Uzi. Like if you're gonna pick someone over Uzi in LPL, they had to have won Worlds. Like to me, that would be the argument.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it'd be weird to pick anyone other than Uzi. Like, he just had such an insane legacy.
I mean, I don't know what like people think of him nowadays, but like when I was playing, like when I first joined, I thought this guy was like so good.
yeah.
And that guy was
yeah.
so good.
It's like
Definitely was one of the biggest names.
yeah,
back
it's like
then.
not only that, he's like worldwide famous. Everyone knows him, and it's like a lot of AD carries kind of copied him too. It's like he originated. I feel like give Uzi everything, and he will 1v9.
Yeah, 1v9
Yeah,
player. Yeah.
exactly. Like that was like he started that, and like I think his team really trusted him to
Yeah.
do it as well, right? So it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just like 1v9 players just get more hype, more recognition, and I think are also just very good if you're able to actually do it.
For sure. It's gonna be weird though, like who's gonna be next in the Hall of Legends, because I think there's a lot of players who could deserve it. Well, I guess the Hall of Legends versus like a normal Hall of Fame in sports, right? It's like a lot of
You
players
shouldn't be
go in
playing.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also weird picking active players. But the fact that they're only doing one per year is super weird, because it's like if there's old players like Bengi or some of these players from LPL like Clear Love or whatnot, it's like people nowadays might not even know who they are. So it'd be weird. And if you want to make like a $500 skin to sell tons of, it's like you kind of need to pick someone popular, right?
I mean, to me, it's kind of obvious.
Who?
If we are picking already LCK and LPL,
It's going to
I'll
Europe.
say Caps
Caps
is
next.
well
Yeah,
deserved.
LEC next.
You
yeah.
think so?
I think so.
What about Double Lift?
It's good one,
Yeah.
but after LEC, I think.
I really think you have
Also-
to look at the skin. You have to think of like what champion is popular. And
Also,
has
there's
lots of
just no way
skins.
you can put in double lift before you put in caps. That would just be crazy, no?
Yeah, that would be crazy.
It would be a little.
Caps hasn't
a little
retired
wild.
as much though.
It's true, I guess.
You don't think they would do like a Bjergsen, like Syndra type thing because he's retired?
I mean, I think they would put in Bjergsen before they put in double lift.
yeah,
I can
Right,
see
well,
I
that.
think so.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the skins. Like what champions have the most skins and are really popular, because that is for sure what they're gonna do. For
Yeah.
the skin. Like for
Makes sense.
Uzi,
I
they
mean-
didn't do Vayne, they
Actually,
did
no,
Kaisa,
there's a
so-
counter argument. Like,
Uh-huh.
if they put Caps, okay?
Yeah.
Like, mid laner, AD carry, mid laner. They cannot put one other mid laner.
Oh.
They should put double lift over there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Good point.
But he's AD carry.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
AD
so
carry.
mid AD.
What?
He's saying
what are
after
we saying,
caps.
boss?
He's talking about Bjergsen.
After caps, yeah.
I
Oh,
see.
yeah.
I see.
Don't worry
Okay.
about it.
So what, only mids and ADs get to go? Like no top laners, no junglers?
Oh wait, there's Lux has a lot of skins, right? Froggen Lux. They just throw it in.
Frog and Hall
Yeah.
Legends would be insane. No,
It would be so
Anivia, though.
random.
Like you couldn't
No,
not
okay,
have him be
but for
Anivia.
Uzi, they didn't do Vayne.
I mean, I
Vayne was
feel
the
like
like secondary skin. 'cause
There's
they're
so
like,
many
yeah,
people
this
you can
is the
put
most
in
popular
like
one.
the Hall of Legends, like older, like the older. If you care about like the older EU teams, they were like kind of like Moscow 5. Like they were like so good at the time when they were playing.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, some of the older LCK
That was
players.
so long ago at this point, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's called Legends.
I mean, this is where it comes in of like, why are they doing like one a year?
But I
Yeah.
think,
But it's
yeah.
for the skin.
But
I think they need a second, like, smaller thing, like a normal Hall of Fame where they just put like the players who deserve it, but that's not going to sell
This
like a
guy's like the
$500
top
skin.
of the class.
Yeah. Like
it's the
me or whatever,
Uzi
I don't
class, and there's Uzi, and
Yeah,
then
it's the Uzi class.
here's Meteos down here. He gets like a chroma. And then
Meteos is the
Honorable
chroma.
mention.
He's getting a Zach chroma. It's gonna say 12.7 KDA when he bases.
Nice. That's huge.
Perfect.
Great idea, honestly.
Good.
Couldn't ask for anything more. There was also the All-Pro vote recently. Did you guys do it?
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah, me and Reapered.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Did you vote for all C9 players?
You're not allowed to vote for your own team.
don't
But
Oh, really?
yeah,
Huh, I wonder how that works. 'Cause I voted, but I put some C9 players in there.
That's chill, I guess.
I mean that's fine. You're a caster.
Yeah, but I'm signed by C9. I'm a little biased.
Oh,
I do think it's
yeah.
interesting though that
more
you said
likely,
some.
more likely you're on the media side or the broadcasting
yeah,
side, right?
yeah, it's probably more media.
Yeah.
No, but I put some FlyQuest players up there too.
I mean, we're just I think not allowed to vote. Like if we vote for ourselves, it will just not get counted.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's not
Yeah.
counted. Yeah.
I see. So who do you guys put? A lot of FlyQuest?
I mean, I had
Yeah.
5 FlyQuests for my first Team All Pro. I just put 5 FlyQuest.
Do you think
Who else?
FlyQuest put C9 players for theirs, or did they do the like cringe thing where they pick random people so that way they win?
I have no idea.
'Cause usually it's like you vote first, and the second team they vote you first.
Yeah, but
So
I mean,
it's like
I don't
evened
know.
out.
But I think
See.
that the Fly members deserved it. I think maybe Quad is like arguable for a different mid laner.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there are a lot of good mid laners. I don't think Quad had like the most outstanding split. I think he played well. Don't think
Yeah.
it was bad. I think he was good, but I think you make an argument for others. I feel like Bobo and Inspired are like kind of locked for top jungle at least, and I personally felt like Masu Buzio were also the best. So from my point of view, it would only be Quad if I were to argue for a role.
Yeah. For your like second and third team, was it like all TL 100 Thieves, or was there anyone from like, the bottom 4 teams you gave a mention to?
I don't think so. I think I voted Fudge for top as one of them, and then ADC. Who did I vote for? I don't even know. After LYON and Masu.
Yeah, what'd you do for jungle? Actually,
I put Inspired, River, and then Umpty. I was thinking about putting Conjux, but I actually thought Umpty played pretty well this split. I don't know. I feel like he was getting a lot of hate, but I genuinely thought he was playing well this split. I don't know. Didn't seem to me like he was. I mean, he wasn't playing like amazing, but like didn't seem to me like he was playing bad.
Yeah, I think it's just because the mistakes he made were like really wild mistakes, like kind of out there.
Yeah, I mean,
There's-
there are a lot of.
There's that one Poppy game I can remember where he just like his team was doing something, he gets caught, and then he spawns and he gets caught again instantly, like super late into the game. And it's just like, dude, what? That was a PayPal play right there.
Was that this split?
Might have been last split. I don't know. It was this year though. Like
Yeah, it was
part-
this year. I
part
know
of
what
the-
you're talking about.
Yeah, it was part of the Umpty narrative. though.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I think stuff like that, I think, can kind of make people see a player a certain way where it's like now you have a bias when you're watching them and it's like the good things to do, you kind of like shrug
Yeah.
off, but like any mistake gets amplified, whatnot. You guys have the same thing? Anything different?
Well, I mean, pretty much the same. I was put like Flycast. I think everyone, and then I don't remember correctly, but I think I put Creed in the 1 to 3.
Oh, I
somewhere.
quit too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, did I? I think I did. Yeah.
and then who is it? Fudge in 1 to 3 somewhere there. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
and I don't even remember the other rest of the roles.
I genuinely don't remember like my third team all pro votes
Yeah, me too.
because like a lot of times before like you were given an option to abstain from voting if you didn't think anyone deserved it, but they don't have that option
oh, you
anymore.
don't have
Yeah.
it anymore.
You, so
just
you have
decline
to
vote?
pick. You have to pick,
Yeah.
and a lot of times I don't even know who to pick.
Yeah.
Because like it's either they're all trash or they're all mediocre, and it's like it's hard to choose. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Let's see. There was a new patch as well you've been playing on. Is there anything significant there? Or is it just, same old,
New
same
patch.
old?
Oh,
Brawl.
2510. Oh yeah, we've been playing some Brawl as a team.
Do you like it? What do you think? I've played some. I'm curious what you think of it.
Okay, well, for me personally, I can't get a game if I queue myself. It's literally 20-minute queue time. If I
Yeah,
play
wait, that
myself,
happened to me
takes
today.
forever.
I didn't get it. Is it that dead?
No, I mean, when I was streaming, people in my chat were saying that the queue times are really fast. I feel like maybe if you have really high MMR, that
Are you like
don't know.
100 wins, 0 losses in it, or what?
no, I mean, maybe it takes your ranked MMR. I don't fucking know, but
Huh.
I queued up and it took like 8 minutes to get mine alone.
oh, it's because
yeah, Nick's kind of high LP. He's master tier.
I mean, it's because of the
Huh.
it's
Should've
because
called
of
me
the
master.
everyone play as a 5.
Yeah, maybe that's
Like
why.
3-2
Yeah.
or just 5 is more common. But if
Really?
you solo queuing it, then you need to find
It
out
is-
like 4 people queuing up.
Yeah.
You know?
It is pretty shit to solo queue it, so I don't like blame people for not solo queuing it either. Like, oh, I queued up and my whole team picked AP mages. Awesome. I guess we're just shit and we're gonna lose. They're all just clearing the wave.
Yeah, I don't know. I played
terrible.
maybe like 10 or 15 games of it, and my fun was like directly related to the enemy team's team comp. There were so many Yumis. Why are people playing Yumi in Brawl? Like psychopaths. I don't get it. It's like you can play anything and you're playing this dumbass cat. So that was
that's
that
pretty
was not
cringe.
fun. Those ones sucked.
I was just
But
queuing up and jungling.
I mean,
That's all I would do.
I was having fun. Like I thought it was fun. I mean, I think everyone kind of had, at least on our team, had like high expectations of it because they all love Arena.
yeah.
Like my whole team loves Arena. So like I don't think Brawl's as good as Arena,
Oh,
but
yeah,
I don't
for
think
sure.
that makes Brawl bad.
Yeah.
It's just not Arena. So then everyone was like, "This isn't Arena."
This is terrible.
This is
sucks.
fucking terrible.
This game mode shit.
Yeah, I thought it was weird because on the dive a couple weeks ago, we had like the guy AzuPK who was kind of like, I don't know if he was the lead of it, but he's involved with Brawl.
Yeah.
And we asked him for like tips on it. And I think what was kind of weird is, it's branded as the deathmatch mode, and his tips were like, get the objectives and don't die. Like objectives being like jungle camps. And it's like, wait a minute.
But they
That
don't
is-
get points, by the way. The objectives don't get points.
See, I was
They
like,
don't, but they
I
give
was
you infinite
only.
gold.
Yeah.
I was only jungling.
You
Like
get
we've all
so
played together,
ahead.
and I'm just like, yeah, we have to go to this camp. We're playing for this camp next, and like, yeah, you get gold, but
Also,
it's so boring.
we were
and
like
nothing
kind
happens.
of ignoring the wave at the beginning,
Yeah.
and like we were going for camps while the minions were crashing to our nexus, and
Okay,
we were
I
just
mean,
getting,
that's not ideal.
we're just getting fucked. Like,
No, but actually, like falling behind is good because then you just get 20% damage increase, 20% damage like
what you
reduction.
do?
Yeah,
I didn't
You
even know
get,
that.
you get the Yordle
thing is
magic,
broken.
and then you just win the
Wait,
game.
when do you get that?
when you're
Yeah,
behind
you
by
have
like
to
a
be like
certain
pretty
amount
behind.
of points.
But then there's also something, I don't know exactly when it is, but like there's a period where last hits on minions stop giving you or like taking away the other team's points. So a lot of the time with Yordle magic and that thing, like you just end up catching up and the ending's always close.
Every game was always like.
Also, we were talking about it this morning, but like, I don't remember who said. I think maybe it was Phil. It was like he saw something where like 5 people just sat in the nexus.
Yeah.
And they wave clear the minions.
Yeah,
and you
there's-
couldn't end the game because
there's a Reddit
you can't
post
get
about
points.
it.
Yeah, you can't get
You
points.
just play long range mages and you just clear.
Yeah,
from
and just
there.
clear the wave and they can't end the game.
Yeah, that should get them on a list or something. I don't know. That's creepy behavior.
Were you in that game where we played with the Rise who was just ulting minions?
Yeah,
into
yeah.
nexus?
Dude, we were against a Rise. He took his wave, he ulted them into our portal. And he would just do that over and over again.
Yeah.
And we just eventually
That's
lost.
all he was doing. It was
He
so
wasn't like,
stupid.
he would go to his nexus, he'd sit in his fountain, then when his ult comes up, he ults the wave into the thing, and then he just doesn't die. He just refuses to die.
Yeah, it was really.
And then he said something about, I'm sorry, guys, I have to finish my mission.
Yeah.
Yeah,
have
they're different breed, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, it's been okay, but the queue times are weird. I was getting that
it's
today
long.
too, because before I was playing it like sometimes before LCS matches, it was like the perfect duration. Between the games, you could just like slam out a quick brawl, like 10, 12-minute match. But
It's nice that it's
not with
short,
queues.
for sure.
Yeah, I like the game length.
Yeah.
I guess I was hoping for a bit more. I wish there was a little more deathmatchy, like more spread out, more just like I want to run in and like die and try to kill someone. Like
I mean, I will say the nice thing about it is that you can pick your character.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like ARAM where you can pick your character. Like, sometimes, like, playing ARAM sucks because, like, you end up with a really shitty character and then the whole ARAM is just boring.
yeah,
So, like,
Yeah.
that's the nice part.
Now
So-
you just get a shitty comp.
Now you just get shitty comp. But at least
Now you can't see what your
you
teammates
have
are
a nice
playing. It's just
character.
like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
I guess we just lose once you get in the loading screen.
you have a favorite for Brawl?
No. I've been playing Silas recently, but every time I pick Silas, they have the worst ults in the game. So then it's because Silas sucks because you can't clear jungle camps and you can't clear the wave. So you have to pray that they have really good ults.
Yeah.
And every time I pick Silas, they have really bad ults.
Okay.
Zyra's good. Zyra's
Play
like the
some
best.
action.
Action.
Oh, yeah, that's also cringe.
Action is pretty good.
Oh, everyone just gets revived immediately.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. I don't. I was. Elise was really good because she could kill jungle camps, but I was kind of just playing anything. Like.
Or just play Zyra and just leave your plants doing the jungle camp and then just sit mid. And then just go back to the jungle camp again and just leave your plants and then go sit mid.
Perfect.
It's great.
Fun.
That's all Nick does, by the way.
It's really good. Yeah, it's really good. Like I'm just getting juice
I
the
need
whole
this
game.
Brawl. I need this Brawl elo. I'm not there to have fun. I'm there to cheese. Next, we have a look ahead with Cloud9 Kia. You guys have a bye week next week, and then you've got your rematch with Fly the week after that. How we feeling?
I mean, bye week will be nice since it's a new patch
Yeah.
because that's a new thing, I guess.
I think it's good for us. I think in general as a team, we are one of the slower teams at picking up a patch. And I would say that FlyQuest are probably one of the faster teams to pick up a patch. I think that that's one of their biggest strengths, like their creativity. So I think that this bye week will be good for us for our match. But yeah, I mean, FlyQuest are really good right now, in my opinion. I mean, they had some bad situations yesterday versus Shopify. I think it was like the longest 3-0 ever or something.
Yeah.
But I think that they're still very good, so it'll be a tough matchup for us. But I think we will win if we prep well this next 2 weeks.
Hell yeah. You guys got anything?
Same.
Any thoughts?
Yeah,
Same?
I mean, I would just agree with that. Like, it's nice to have an off week so we can actually just practice new shit.
Nice. You
Not
guys
have to
going to be
prep this
scrimming or just vacation or?
Yeah, just full vacation.
We're going on vacation.
We
yeah.
go-
We're going to
Well,
Vegas
we will
tonight.
be going to
actually,
We are
so.
team bonding to the Tokyo to the Hawaii.
That's good. You get good mental.
Tokyo. You said Hawaii. I said Vegas. Yeah,
No,
we're just
I
all
said
going to
I
different
said Cancun. I
places.
said Cancun.
Oh, Cancun.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Mexico,
yeah.
Hawaii, Vegas. Yeah, awesome.
All good.
All right. Well, make some content out of it. It'll be awesome. That'll do it for this episode of the Cloud9 Kia Forecast. Thank you for watching this episode, and please continue cheering for us throughout playoffs. As a reminder, we have a new merch collection that dropped recently, so head to store.cloud9.gg to check it out. If you have any questions, leave them down below, and see you next time.